And crime and violence must stop.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning back again. Good day to everybody. Good day whenever you guys watching it back. Remember, people, this is going to be a special video. I found an article, that something that Steve McLaren, and I want to get through this story real quick because this video that I'm doing right now, this is not the video that I expect to, to schedule at this time for the morning inside at 8 a.m. Eastern time. This was way off the radar. I was just surfing around thinking about something, and I found myself on this article and I read it, and it makes sense. And the article went on and said the Reggae Boyz, the national team, Jamaica, expect to play in a 4-nation tournament that will be alongside the Three Lions, England, the Black Star, Ghanaian national team, the Super Eagle, Nigeria national team, and this will be a very, very, very good news, but I'm going to shed some more light on it as well. But this is what the committee chairman has to say. Randy Abbey is the committee chairman for the Ghanaian national team, and this is what he has to say surrounded what his team expect to play in a 4-nation tournament in England coming up later this summer.
We have about 3-4 months before we play the next qualifiers in June, July. I mean, what would the management be doing in the interim to ensure that the team gets back to the form that we saw?
Well, fortunately, the technical team and the management will have the opportunity of further working on the team, because in June we don't have qualifiers, and so we're playing the 4-nation friendly in England. And I'm sure that there will be an opportunity for the coaches to do some further work on the team. We're hoping that some of the players who are injured would also be back and will be able to also get an opportunity to play at least 2 games before the September friendlies.
So that's what Randy Abbey has to say, surrounding the whole tournament and, what Ghana takes on it and the preparation for them. But look, it's a massive tournament for not just the Reggae Boy, but for Ghana, but for Nigeria, who is still in, their cycle of trying to qualify for the World Cup. Look, this is a huge team. Ghana itself just failed to qualify for the African Cup of Nations, I think later this year. That is their 6th time not to qualify for the continental tournament. They've been to the World Cup 4 times. Nigeria, the Super Eagle as well, been to the World Cup 6 times and had 20 have qualified on 20 occasions for the continental tournament. So they're going to come up against some tough teams as expected. This article will be in in the description of this video, and also will be pinned in the comment section. So for all the fans that's really watching this video, you can go in the comment section or in the description and go on to read the article and get that full understanding. I'm not going to read what's in the article, but I'm just going to give my rundown on what I take on this 4-nation tournament that scheduled to happen in England. But get back on track, but I'm pretty interested to see, the Ghanaian national team ranked 77 in the world, Nigeria ranked 44 in the world. They are a very good team. Nigeria won the continental tournament in their region 6 times, Ghana won it 4 times, and as I said, I just laid out a few history with those clubs qualifying and not qualify, so it's a huge game, and it's going to be a huge test for the Reggae Boyz. We saw what we did yesterday, qualify for our own continental tournament, the Gold Cup in Part B. So hope you guys go out and watch this video. This video will drop 12 p.m. Jamaica time later today. That video was supposed to be the previous video that it was scheduled on Thursday at 8 a.m. for the morning inside, but because this is more of a breaking news, I will give you this first. But I would love to know what strength of the England team that will be in this tournament. I don't know. It's very interesting because England will play Andorra in our World Cup qualifier on June the 7th, just like when the Reggae Boyz will play BVI. Ghana, I think I tell you, Ghana has no game scheduled for this June window that's coming up, so they will be free, and these games will be the preparation for them as well. Nigeria. Yeah, Nigeria have Russia scheduled to play on June the 6th, while England have Andorra on the 7th. Reggae Boyz have BVI, British Virgin Island, on June the 7th, just as England and Andorra. And then Reggae Boyz and England will play back again on June 10 when we play Guatemala at home, and then they will play Senegal at home. And then after that, I guess it will be the tournament, because guess what? The English Premier League last game, the last fixtures in the English Premier League will be, I think, May the 25th, and the Gold Cup will be on June the 25th. So I'm looking at it like there is no break for these players. Players going to have to play full-handed. Maybe they get a 2-week break, and then they will come join up with the with the international team. But I would love to hear. I would love to know what strength of a Reggae Boy team this will be, because with McLaren talking about new players expect to come in the team in the summer for the World Cup qualifier, I guess, and the Gold Cup, which one it is, and then this 4-nation tournament that we expect to take part in big tournament, big team. So I would love to know the strength of the England team. I know Ghana will come full strength, and you can imagine we will come up against the IUs, I would love to come up against the Thomas Partey, the Kudus, the Inaki Williams. That would be a very, very good test. And with the Osimhen, with the Super Eagles Nigeria national team, that's such a strong team. And then after the 2 games, I know there is no major tournament in Europe. The only major tournament in Europe will be the Women Euros that will take part in Switzerland. So the England players will be free. So I would love to know when this tournament will start and how much of a gap it will be away from the Gold Cup. But this will be a big summer for Steve McLaren. This will be a big summer for Steve McLaren in terms of preparation, and I said this already. I would love Steve McLaren to pick a 30-man pool for the next FIFA window, with game against British Virgin Island and also the game against Guatemala, and then I would love us to with a continuity with that same squad going into the Gold Cup. But I know unavailability is going to happen, and players going to have suspension or not ready, still want a little bit length of a break. But I would love to it would be shocked to see some names that will pop up around in that time for the Reggae Boyz. But very good tournament. I would love to hear what's your take on this tournament. You understand? What else do I have to say? Do I have to say anything else around this? But I think that's all. That's all I have to say around this tournament. But again, June the 7th BVI, June the 10th Guatemala, and what date will this 4-nation tournament start, and what is the gap between this tournament and also the Gold Cup, which start on June the 25th. But this will be, as I said, this will be a big test. I would love to know what will be the availability of our core players, as they have to just understand, like, this summer is a massive summer, for us. This year is a massive year itself, because you have, the September, we have the October and the November winter. That's 6 games we have to qualify for the next World Cup. So hope the players can put in a sacrifice, get a few break after the season. And I know the regular season in the championship will end around May the 5th, something like that, or the 6th, and then you will have the championship playoff. We're not going to have much players in the championship playoff this time around, but the championship players, the League One players, will have a lengthy break. So again, let's see what's going to happen. What will be the availability of the Leon Bailey, the players, the Ethan Pinnock, that will schedule for that schedule their last game scheduled for May the 25th, right there, which is they played in the English Premier League. And what will be the availability of Mikel Antonio? But this will be a massive test. England ranked 4th in the world, Nigeria ranked 44 in the world, Ghana ranked 77th in the world. They just failed to qualify for the 6th African Cup tournament. They've been to the World Cup 4 times, so they have some very, very good prominent player. Top squad. Nigeria itself, is trying to qualify for the World Cup. They have a game. I think they will play. They will play Russia on June the 6th in an international friendly as it's scheduled. Don't know if that will cancel, but again, Nigeria, England, and Ghana will be the test that expected for the Reggae Boyz in the Four Nation tournament that's coming up in England. Again, let's see and wait and what will be those new names on the card for the Reggae Boyz. I'm very, very, very interested, to see the big names that Steve McLaren is talking about that will come through in the summer. So if it's not for the World Cup qualifier, if it's not for the Four Nation, it has to be the Gold Cup. If not is for the Gold Cup, we can't be bringing influx players that have never played for the national team before. You'd love those players to join up in the summer, get used to the players, get used to just being in that black, green and gold shirt, being used to the coaching staff, understanding what Steve McLaren really wants from them. But this is a very, very big news for the national team, and it's going to be a massive summer, a lot of football for the Reggae Boy players. Hopefully they can understand again, this is all the sacrifice to play in our 2026 World Cup. If we get this preparation well, 2 games, we scheduled for 2 games in the next FIFA window, which will be June. The Four Nations, it's expected maybe we'll play at least 3 games, so that's 5 games already scheduled. The Gold Cup of 3 games in the group stage, so that's 8 games already. And then you don't know what will happen if we will advance to the knockout round, which is quarterfinal. I will go straight to the final. So if we go straight to the final, that will be 11 games before we play the World Cup qualifier game in September. So that will be a lot of games under the belt. That will be like literally almost all of the FIFA window in our calendar year, and we can group up that alone in the summer. But again, Reggae Boyz expect to play 8 games before the FIFA World Cup qualifier in September. That is it, people. I'm out. Hope you guys stay tuned later, for the video that I scheduled to drop 12 p.m. Jamaica time. It's up there on the screen. That is what I'm going to talk about. But bless upon yourself. Thanks for watching. This is Nicardo Media House. I'm out.
And crime and violence must stop.